Welcome to Legacy of Fun and my first ever video blog. I just want to take a couple minutes to talk about what Legacy of Fun is about and why I want you to join me. Not so long ago I lived my life in silos or compartments, whatever you want to call it. You know, I had my health that I thought about, I had my marriage that I thought about, my job, but I treated these things as distinct things in my life. You know, most of the time these silos were in pretty good shape, but if one wasn't, I would retreat to one that was. Usually, for me, that meant playing hours of video games to just not have to think about things. But that only lasted until my daughter was born about 3 years ago. And whether you have children or not, I want you to stick with me here because this applies to you too. After my daughter was born, every giggle and coo and cry began to kind of chip away at those silos that I'd created. And as she began to learn language, that chipping began tearing and ripping. I'd come home from a job that was maybe not the greatest fit, and I felt pretty drained, and I'd come home and I'd hear comments like, "Daddy, thanks for coming home to see me." Or after being sick frequently, my daughter would ask for a book or ice cream or just to play because her tummy hurt and it would make her feel better. I began to realize that my life isn't about these silos or these distinct things, but that this is my life, all of it. It's all connected. And so I began to, stop retreating, or at least reduce retreating. And as I did, I began to notice that other people's choices and actions were beginning to affect me and stick with me, whether it was a friendly conversation at the grocery store that would come to mind a week later, or somebody cut me off on the freeway, and then for weeks, every time I'd get on the freeway, I'd remember that. But I began to see that people's choices were affecting me, which made me realize that my choices were affecting others. And were sticking with them, that I was leaving a legacy, whether that was for a few hours, for weeks, or in my daughter's case, possibly a lifetime. And so right then I decided that I want to leave a legacy of fun. And for me, that just means that every choice I make now, I really have to consider how I'm eating, how I'm playing, how I'm communicating, and who I'm doing these things with, and what importance I give these things. But it also means sharing in those experiences and learning them with others, and that is where you come in. My daughter made me realize that every choice I make has an opportunity to leave a legacy, and so does yours. So why don't we do it together? Why don't we learn and talk and experience this life in a way that we all grow from it, and maybe together we can spread a legacy of fun.